presentations, when your item is called, the board clerk will announce your opportunity to address the board on comments to be limited to 3 minutes. Items not appearing on the agenda, members of the public may address the board on any matter within the board's jurisdiction that does not appear on the posted agenda. No action may be taken on any matter that is not on the posted agenda. Members of the public wishing to address the OPEB board at this time are requested to use the raise your hand feature, state your name and residency for the record, begin your address to the board. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes per student.
Nobody is present, but there's an item on the front of your agenda that.
I can do that. You want me to do that as we do the consent agenda, or you want that right now?
Please do that now.
Okay, so we need to make amendments to items 5.17 and 5.18.
Yes.
5.17, we need to change it to from step 4 to step 5.
Mm-hmm.
And on 5.18, we need to change it from step 3 to step 4.
Correct.
And that will all be part of our consent agenda.
Yes.
Do we need to ask for that as we vote on it with the motion?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes, please. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and make the motion with the noted amendments.
A second.
Okay, first and second, please call roll.
Director Flo,
Yes.
Director Brago,
Yes.
Director Nelson.
Yes.
Director Peralt.
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries, all approving.
And you did say that we have nobody wishing to speak.
Nobody was listening to
Okay, thank you. District business, 6.1, consider approving budget amendment 2 for fiscal year 2025 and 26.
Yes, this items was run through the committees. This is our final budget amendment to close out the 25-26 budget year. The grand total of amendment is $364,888. The staff report outlines what department and which fund needed what as a budget transfers for line items which are shifted. Are there any input on the staff report, the line items?
Any questions? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, first and second, please call roll.
Director Flo,
Yes.
Director Brago,
Yes.
Director Nelson.
Yes.
Director Peralt.
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries, all approving.
7.1, consider approving amendment 1 to the OPEB Parks and Ball Field Use Agreement with Plymouth Lake Little League.
So this is something that went through committees. We had a member of the public who had their personal property damaged. The individuals playing were too close to the fence line, and it was quite a point of contention during the last baseball season. So we wanted to make a change with the Little League to make it so that way they do not play actively next to that fence line, and that if there is any damages to personal property, that the Little League will do everything it can to mitigate that and take care of their responsibility. So they agreed to the proposed, as long as legal doesn't have any changes to the amendment, they are ready to sign.
Through the chair, I have a question. The damages that were done, who's financially responsible for that?
The Little League
They are, that already done.
already, and they were already taking responsibility for it.
Okay.
Well, I have a question for legal. Will we have groups like this use park service and indemnification clause in the contracts, correct?
Any further questions? We have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll move to second.
Okay, first and second, please call roll.
Director Flo, Director Brago,
Yes.
Director Nelson.
Yes.
Director Peralt.
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries, all approving.
7.2, receive update on South County infrastructure.
There's not a whole lot I can talk about here. We have a closed session item, so I'll leave it at that. We're working through, we've had some ad hocs, directors, Griego and Peralt are working very diligently with me as the ad hoc committee, trying to get to work through these things. I can say that we're very, very closer than we've ever been. And a lot of things are going to happen in the next few weeks.
Okay. Any questions or anything on this one? Okay, we'll move to 7.3. Consider approving Lopez. as the lowest responsible bidder for the Wheeler Ranch filter pre-purchase project in the amount to be determined by the board of either $367,698.70 or $343,238.70, and authorize the general manager to execute the contract and associated documents.
We've got Swarmjeet, our public works manager here. He'll go through this with you.
Yeah, so this is an upgrade. We've done a lot of improvements to the Plumas Lake Treatment Facility. The attention is now brought to the improvements that need to be done in terms of Wheeler Ranch. We've done a similar approach that we did at Plumas, where we purchased filters prior to do the overall contractor work, because we've found that it's much cheaper to do purchasing these larger filters beforehand. Else, if we bid it separately with all other improvements, it really increases the price significantly, up to 20 to 25%, which could cost anywhere from $200,000. So we went ahead. Obviously, we're looking closely at our budgets with situations such as what's happening overseas. What we did was we wanted to get a price of one and then get a price of a second one in case the first one was too expensive, because we know we for sure need one and we'd like to have two, because then that would complete Wheeler treatment plant. With that being said, it did come below our estimate of having the two together. So I know the prices that were shown, it's actually Schedule A plus Schedule A and B. And then based on the price that came between the two contractors, with low price being the lowest, we are recommending that both filters be purchased via Schedule A and Schedule B, which comes out to a total of $710,937.40.
Any idea what was driving the discrepancy between the two bids? That's pretty
It's
big.
huge.
Yeah, one of them's out of state. One of them's based in Colorado. So the filters are made in Colorado and then shipped all the way here to California, where the first one is from Fresno.
So the cost came from shipping?
Say that again?
It's possible. These filters are custom made, had to order. So you anything that's custom made like that, you can get the discrepancies. I'm also, I know low press is stainless steel, which I'm a big fan of, stainless steel and rust. What about the other filters? Were those also were they comparable, stainless steel? Or
the bids were matched. So any contractor that bid were bidding on the same product and material type.
So it's likely. So low press was the only company in the United States that was making stainless for a long time. So it could be that other, company B was losing a lot of business, so they decided that they were going to get into the stainless business, and this is their first try. Stainless is the devil if you talk to fabricators. They don't like working with it. I love it. So.
The ones that we got from Plumas, the low bidder was also low press, which is the low bidder on these filters as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
If there's no further questions, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, so we're going to go approving both Schedule A and B.
That's correct. Project number 2026-003, and authorizing the general manager to execute the contract and associated documents on behalf of the district.
All right, Director Flo,
Yes.
Director Draco,
Yeah.
Director Nelson,
Yes.
Director Peralta,
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries, all approving.
Okay, 7.4, consider approving amendment number 12 to the July 31st, 2020 professional services agreement with Jacobson Engineering for the revised scope of engineering and bidding services associated with the Wheatland Open Regional Wastewater Transmission and Treatment Facilities. Contract number 3, not to exceed the additional requested amount of $1,353,609, and authorize the general manager to execute the amendment.
So that's, this is the last portion of our design. You may want to note that the funding for this is covered under a grant, not a grant loan, but a grant from the water agency. When they had the penstock failure, I gave them every opportunity to pull this grant if they so wished. They chose not to do that, and they signed it. So it's executed, and it's all good.
Some good news.
we recommend, moving forward with the amendment 12.
Okay, any questions?
And just to clarify, this is for contract 3.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, and those plans are what, 60% done?
Yes, roughly, yes.
Okay, very good. I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve.
Well, second.
Okay, first and second, please call roll.
Director Clove,
Yes.
Director Grego,
Yes.
Director Nelson.
Yes.
Director Pearl,
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries all approving.
7.5, consider approving the agreement with Aquatrax to be OPED's customer portal provider subject to legal review.
Yeah, so
that's
in the
wonderful.
past year, yep, sorry. In the past year, OPUD has been reviewing and looking at different companies that provide customer portals. We've done extensive research between Karen, myself, Cindy, and presented to John as well, the team, in terms of going about different customer providers, not only specifically in our region, similar size, but also to the similar meter system that we have in terms of our AMI. So I would say about a year ago, we put our AMI online, and our water department has been upgrading all infrastructure that would allow compatibility to our AMI to 100% compatibility for each customer, in order to get to the point where we can have a customer portal be accessible and usable to all customers at OPUD if they chose. We just recently completed or near completion. I believe we only have like 100 or so more of these MXU readers that relay information to the census data and will to the customer portal. In the meantime, we're going through this process while those are being done, because we had about half of them that needed to be done, so 5,000. So our water department has been gradually, through their availability and scheduling, have been replacing those, and they've got it down to about 100, which will now let us move forward with the customer portal. It came down to 2 firms that we felt were reliable, compatible, and experienced enough to service the district based on our needs and size. And after meeting with their teams and narrowing down only the specific meters that are to us, we interviewed other local agencies that the 2 firms have currently systems with. And after our interview process and reviewing everything, we found that in terms of cost pricing, what the other agency said in terms of customer service, that Aquatrax is what we'd be moving forward with. The biggest one being the cost. Fortunately, the grant will cover, as it was written by me, to cover the first 3 years of the customer portal. And after the first 3-year period, which also includes a census, or I guess Aquatrax, who is the local distributor, a $6,500 upfront cost. It'd be $59,687.16 for the first 3 years of the customer portal with Aquatrax, and the other firm was Drop Counter, was at $100,078.
Wow.
So that being one of the big reasons. Plus, note that going forward, after the first 3 years, you're going to look at just a customer portal, a roughly magnitude about 15,000 or 14,000 a year for that, which is 3% inflation increase. Plus, you have an additional, I believe, 30 to 40,000 from Aquatrax for the census data going forward.
So do all of you used a bunch of acronyms there. Do all of you know what AMI means and what a customer portal will do? Don't be afraid to tell me if you don't.
AMI is advanced meter infrastructure, right?
Yeah, so
Right.
what AMI is, it's gonna allow, right now, we drive the district in an old flapped out Kia or whatever the hell that thing is, that poor Bobby has to drive around and he has to drive within so many feet of each meter to get the readings. The entire district takes him an entire day to do that. These meters are read via satellite. And the thing about the customer portal is you, as customers, you can sign up for this portal and you can go and see your water usage in real time. So you know, it's like, oh my God, I must have a toilet leaking, or
That's good to know.
Yeah, so
Yes.
this is a really big deal, a really big deal.
it's not coming on at all.
Is it like an app on the phone?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can have an app on your phone
There you go.
or on your computer.
Is this the one also that we had talked about, I don't know, a month or so ago that said you can turn systems, people on and off from the office?
So with the Ally meter, so right now we have just our regular census meters. The Ally meters, which are much more expensive, we've talked about that, they're, $500-600, but we can turn them off from our office. We can turn them off, or Bobby can turn them off, our meter person, so,
And back on when they.
and back on.
So is that what
We don't
this
have
is,
to
or
go
that's
on.
something?
So that,
It's
this
something
is.
different, the allied
different.
meters is something
Yes.
different. What we are talking about now is the portal, it's kind of like Invoice Cloud where we purchase it so customers can make their payments online. That customer portal is the same deal, so they can see their water usage. We already have deployed, the system through Aquametric, which reads the meters. Most of our meters are now read from the satellite, which is really cool. But this particular portal is only for the customer to see if they have leaks and what their water usage is.
So right now, as a customer, we read the meters once a month. So when we do the meter reads, part of the reason why it takes us a couple of weeks to get to where we're sending the bills out is that one of the things we're doing is going through to see any high reads, any missed reads, so we can resend out to go, okay, there's reads that were non-reads, things like that. So that's when we can see that somebody's got high consumption or low consumption, whatever the case may be. With this portal, as a customer, you can check your reads every day, once a week, and see in real time if you've got leaks up. So instead of getting your bill and finding out that, so we read the meter on the last day of the month, you got your bill on the 15th of the month, and somewhere the previous month, you had a leak and it's continuing. So it would be a real benefit to the
The
customers.
only thing is you have to commit to being a portal junkie and
Yes.
watching that 24 hours a day.
Yes, and you would have to do that.
Well, I tell you what, we've seen it many times on this board where people come in with $300, $400, $500 bills and they just didn't know that they had a leak.
Yeah,
And so this
absolutely.
is the benefit.
I've got a story. So there was a board member that we had here once named Gary Bradford.
Oh,
Don't mention names though.
And he had a big water bill and he insisted that something wasn't right. Something, was spilling air or something. So we sent a technician out and the guy walked right up to his toilet and said, "Hear that? That's your problem."
it happens and it makes a difference.
It happened to me.
Yeah.
We had a busted pipe, a sprinkler pipe.
This gentleman has his hand.
With this system, is the customer able to set an alarm so that if sometime, say 500 gallons, they say, okay, send me a signal saying, hey, that way I don't have to check every day.
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but we'll find out.
So, Angie, there's a question for you.
Yeah, so what we can do internally, well, the program can do a specific setting. Like if we say, if within 1 hour period, if a customer is going over, say 30 gallons, it'll then either say a report or a trigger if that person is signed up that, hey, you have high activity at this moment. It gives them alert to either look at it or just sets them alert to notice like, hey, you're using more than what either A, you do on a normal basis, or B, you're showing high consumption at this time period.
I
So
think
yes,
the
the
question
settings
was,
can be set.
customer can program it in because the drop counter one did not let you do that. It was basically can't. But can the customer do it from the customer side? Set a certain threshold for experience to come out.
I'd have to look if they specifically can set a threshold. I know on our ends we can set it, but I can ask if there's something that a customer can them specifically set a threshold to be notified at.
So Sporn, you're saying that we can set something so it'll alert you if we have a customer that's using ridiculous amounts so that we can notify the customer?
Us and the
Is that what I
customer.
understood?
Us and the customer.
Yeah, it'll notify both. That's what he said.
But, okay.
So an example of that is we have an employee who a year or two ago went to Germany to visit family. while she was in Germany, she lives in Yuba City, she got a message to her email telling her that she had a possible leak at her house. So she was able to address it while she was out of the country and get someone to go check on it. Luckily, it wasn't a big deal, but it could have been.
It could have been. I mean, in the insurance industry, this is,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
a big thing on homeowners insurance is water, so.
So I hope that sort of answers your question. I mean, it's new to us too. So, we're kind of learning as we go, but we are excited about being able to provide this for customers.
I have a business owner, a friend that over the weekend, well, not this weekend, but in the past, homeless people cut the copper pipes outside of our, and the water was just flowing and.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's everywhere.
Through the chair, Joan has her hand raised.
Yes, John?
Yes, this is all sounds amazing. I just wanted to point out from a procedural perspective, all we have so far is a quote. We have not yet seen a contract. And so we don't know how favorable or unfavorable the contract terms might be. And so we will want to obtain their contract and review it carefully since we're making a sizable infrastructure and duration commitment if we decide to move forward.
Joan, can we go ahead and ask the board to approve the quote pending legal review of the contract?
That's what
Yes.
the item says.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, I
I
have
just-
a question for.
I wanted you to know, we don't yet, it's, sometimes we have a contract that I haven't yet reviewed. We don't even yet have a contract. So we just have no idea what it may or may not say. So,
Got it. So this is being funded by grant, correct? Initial upfront?
Initially.
3 years.
That is
So
correct.
Karen, financially, after the 3 years are up, do you see any issues?
Well,
With
that's
the
approximately
50,000.
increase coming up, and we would have to roll the use of this portal. We would have to go ahead and put that portal in there. Also, that AMI system per se is going to cost us about $35,000 a year. So that's going to be a burden to the water side for the wastewater because it doesn't pertain to it, but it's going to be covered by revenues.
That's all true, with one exception. Meters are not covered under Prop 218.
Right.
And there's a reason for that. It's because California mandated them, and California Water Code says that we have the right to recoup costs associated with metering, et cetera, et cetera. So
Because it's
we can
a-
actually do that outside of a Prop 218. We can establish fees for meter recovery costs.
How many customers in the district?
We're nearing 9,200, I believe.
We have over 9,000.
I questioned that at the committee, I'd seen that, and it was like, bills compared to last year that had gone out. But
I don't know, I've been busy last year.
Okay, so you're talking less than $2 a customer, plus the 35, so that's another $4, so less than $1 extra a month.
So we have
It would be-
to,
If you bought $1, yeah, probably, well, yeah, because the customer portal is $1.20 right now per year. And then if you did the other portion, which is like the 35,000 divided by 9,200, divide that by 12 months, it's about, yeah, it's under $2.
so also Swarm, will we need to, or have customers purchase new meters, or is everybody equipped with these meters already?
No, so that's the MXU, which is the reader of the system. We purchased that as part of the grant, and that was we had 5,500 that were compliant, and there's about 4,000 or so that weren't. Those were purchased as part of the grant. That's what our team has been installing. And of the 4,700, there's only about like 100 left.
Okay,
that's nice.
Yeah.
good deal.
All right, any further questions? Thank you, Swan.
Yep.
Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve, pending, legal review.
Oh, second. Okay, first and second, please call roll.
Director Flo,
Yes.
Director Grego,
Yes.
Director Nelson. Yes. Director Brawl.
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries all approving.
7.6, consider accepting a conveyance from Jazzland Fund 3 and a California Limited Liability Company to OPED via grant deed APN 014-830-050-000 River Oaks Apartment Lift Station.
So this is the lift station for the affordable housing apartments. Jazz Land put it in, their developer. So they're looking to get reimbursed. It's been through legal, it's been through title, it's been through everything. So I don't think Joan has any comments. She can chime in if she does, but no, I'm shaking her head. So I think it's ready to go. We can accept it.
All right, any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
One second.
First, second, please vote.
Director Flo,
Yes.
Director Grego,
Yeah.
Director Nelson.
Yes.
Director Peralta.
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries, all approving.
Human Resources, 8.1, consider officially closing the wastewater operations manager and public works engineer position descriptions.
As I stated in my staff report, with the onset of AB 2561, we'll be able to report every year whether we have any opening, any position descriptions that are sitting out there that we have no intention of filling, we need to close. That doesn't mean they go away totally, but right now we close them, put them in inactive, and after pull them out of the dusty inactive file, we will.
Okay.
But for now, I need them closed.
Now they would come back to the board if they wanted to reopen.
Yes.
The board has to approve that.
Yes.
Any questions?
I'll move to approve closing the wastewater operations manager and the public works engineer position descriptions.
Second.
Okay, first and second, please call roll.
Director Flo,
Yes.
Director Grego.
Yeah.
Director Nelson.
Yes.
Director Peralta.
Yes.
Director Burbank.
Yes.
Motion carries, all approving.
8.2, consider approving the installation and usage of GPS tracking for OPED vehicles pending meet and confirm.
So just so you know, we have met and confirmed with the union, and they have no problem with moving forward with this. This is really like the beginning of it. I have Jesse here with me because he's kind of the expert on it. He is going to help me write this staff report because somebody didn't want to write the staff report. I'm not going to say whose name, but his initials are JP.
Well, isn't that because there was complaints on his driving?
Yes. So Jesse's here to kind of explain to you the differences between the two GPS trackers, and this is literally just kind of preliminary, giving you guys an idea, letting you look to see which one you feel would be the better deal, and then we'll kind of move forward from there and bring it back to the board once we have, whether we need an agreement or anything like that, and then still go through legal as well.
Right, so I'll take it from here. So as far as the two that have been proposed, these were essentially narrowed down from various other tools that are out there. And definitely don't want anybody to think that this is Amazon and Temu, right? So these are the two that we feel would definitely be suitable. It really boils down to what's important to those in this room. Now, give everybody a moment to kind of skim over the pros and cons as they're laid out, but just to put things simply, right, from a physical standpoint, hardware size-wise, because there is hardware that has to get installed in each device, the Bouncy device is slightly smaller. So we're talking 1.8 by 1.8 versus the Vinx devices that are 2.5 by 2.5. Now, as far as costs go, right, the acquisition cost, Vinx beats out Bouncy initially, right? Now, over time, that is where Bouncy starts to show its benefit. Granted, the difference at a year is $55 per vehicle, which definitely adds up. Now, as far as the capabilities, now Bouncy is, I guess I could frame it as the more simpler solution. That isn't to say that it doesn't offer a lot of good. Quite frankly, it offers just about the same that Vinx offers, although Vinx can be viewed as the more analytical tool. And in that regard, right, that isn't to say that Bouncy doesn't have analytics as far as driver analytics, right? We want to know how fast our drivers are going, not only for accountability, but to disprove claims that are made.
Right.
Now, Vinx does the same thing, right? It keeps or it categorizes those metrics and composes a driver score. So if that's important to everybody, then that's hard to ignore, right? We can start ranking and even start focusing some attention on maybe problem drivers, right? Not that there are, right? But it just keeps the capability on the table. Or just makes it easier, right? The analytics are still there and bouncing. Things just simply presents a score. Slightly more expensive, but some may say marginal. Now, at the end of the day, right, what I would propose is, and it's really not my choice to make, but for the ease of the transition, the ease of use, I would say bouncy. But again, if it's important to those in this room that, you know what, let's make use of the score, right? Let's compose those analytics. One other key distinction too is the notification rate. Now, bouncy is real time or near real time, maybe 2 second delay, 5 second. Binks is 60-second intervals. Marginal, but if that's important to those in this room, then that's something that needs to be considered. In all, just about the same, but what's important to everybody here.
Jesse, is the 60-second interval, I'm sorry, through the chair, is the 60-second interval just uploading, or is it actually taking data during that time and then uploading?
Right. It's acquiring that data every 60 seconds. It's checking in and updating things on the administrative.
I mean, because somebody could run over a kid in a crosswalk in 10 seconds and that wouldn't be, you know, but that's what I'm saying. If they're recording all the time and then it's just uploading every 60 seconds, that's different than not recording all the time, only recording every 60 seconds and then uploading every 60 seconds.
So you're correct. Yeah. So that's a good concern. And here's the thing too. With both solutions, you can always look back historically and see where they drove, how fast they drove. But again, how important are these intervals? How important are the scores?
But to the chair, I think that's the whole point. You know, we wanted to be able to have a method to analyze what was going on with vehicles, and that if anything was called in or something occurred, we'd have some kind of reference to what happened internally. The other question is that what kind of software would we be using for these to be able to dial in the analytics coming from the vehicle, the GPS?
The software, I'd have to confirm the actual, I guess, name scheme, if you will, but everything is cloud-based essentially.
Okay. So my thought is then it would probably go to the program managers or the managers to be able to, or their vehicles, for them to track that is my assumption.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting to note, good to note right now that we don't have a policy for this. And it's likely that once we get that far that we start installing these, that we ought to make a policy. Yeah. You know, to let everybody know. I personally, I'm always in favor of the long term. If bounty is going to be less long term. You know, maybe more upfront cost, but less in the long run. That's the one I pick, because we're in this for the long term. We're not in it for short term. So, and then Lacey, as a law enforcement, do you have any input?
No, my only thought was these things fail frequently after some point. And so do these devices have some level of a warranty, or which company's been around the longest? And like, because of one of these companies is like a 5-year-old company, and they just go out of business in 2 years, and we've just spent all this money. Whereas one's been around 20, and that might be the idea.
Good question. Yeah. So
yeah, I'll look into
So I see both. You say pros devices can be purchased through Amazon. Is that where we are buying them?
I mean, it's an option. We go through certified distributors.
Okay.
Right? But Amazon is definitely a source.
And these aren't in-car cameras, correct? They're just
No.
data gathering.
Yes, right there.
have we reached out to our insurer to see if this would give us any kind of discount on our auto insurance?
Through the chair, I did reach out. I have yet to get a response.
Through the chair. We currently have policies regarding driving. So, we have policies regarding how many points you can have in your driver's license. We have policies regarding, you cannot, use your phone unless you have hands-free or smoke in a vehicle, things like that. So basically, when and if the board decides to do this, then what I would do is do another policy that basically ties everything together. So that the staff knows, look, this is why we're doing it, this is what is happening, this is the consequences if A, B, or C happens. And so it's basically just spelling it out.
Through the chair, when this came up, I imagine it for like our vehicles, the vehicles that parks and public works are. Does this also include the fire department?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That was what I was gonna ask, so it'll go on the fire trucks as well.
The department heads that came to me about this was the fire chief, the wastewater department manager, and the water department manager. So they were the ones that all came to me and said, hey, can you look into this?
So if somebody reports a fire truck speeding, well, we can say, duh.
Yeah.
Was it siren on? Was it siren on?
Yeah, or sirens like that. Okay.
So you want a decision on which one of these we would like to pursue tonight?
Yeah, I mean, if you feel comfortable doing that tonight, that's fine, or we can take it back through committees and readdress it next month. It's whatever you guys feel comfortable doing.
Through the chair, for me, because there was, that good question about how long they've been in service, I think that's information that needs to be brought back to us so that we can make that decision.
I don't think there's any hurry. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
but
think so.
it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and Cindy needed something to do, so.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Through the chair, who would be installing these and responsible for maintaining them should errors or problems arise?
Yeah, good question. I mean, just so we understand too, these devices, they plug into an existing ODB or OED2 and ODB2 VB2. So just about anybody can do it. Yeah, we would.
So it's like a plug and play, right?
Essentially,
We have a lot of car guys here, including myself in the district, so.
All of our vehicles are post 1996, right?
Oh, well, ones that we drive.
Okay.
Through the chair,
We do have a couple that are not.
the reason I asked though, is because it can come up if there is a problem that arises, the qualifications of the person installing it, were they correctly trained, authorized, if they weren't, then you could be on the hook.
and added benefit to, if I may, so vehicle diagnostics, since it's plugged in, those features are built in, so an added benefit, check engine light was on, it's, that informative stuff. Yeah, I'll confirm the questions we have and I'll bring that back.
Bring it back to committee, thank you. Look at this, board committee schedule. Everybody's gonna be here this month?
See. All right.
Yes.
Third.
Yes.
Yeah. On my calendar.
Yeah, we're on the 3rd.
No, it's on my calendar already. Yeah, I'm good.
Huh?
I'm good.
That one's gonna be good. Yep.
All right.
Okay, so we will move down to 10.7, report from the general manager.
I don't have anything this month.
10.8, report from legal counsel.
I don't have anything this month.
Through the chair, I'd like to possibly add an item to the reports as maybe having our IT report on any items that you guys wish.
Ongoing?
I'm going, and you want to add it to
The reports.
Okay. I'm good with it, yes.
Yeah, does he not go to all the meetings though?
He goes to committees, yeah,
All committees.
and then they report out, so if he, I don't know, we can try it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is that good with that?
Request, yeah, so, forgive me, I got a little sidetracked there. So, yeah, Rand did mention that there's a need, right, for us to have these capabilities still in the works and, without it breaking the bank, essentially. Now, it is a fairly involved process, so at this point, our project manager, Chris, is looking at the options we have as far as the tools that are available, tools that can easily be trained on. That way, OPUD, as an organization, can do this themselves efficiently without impeding the already involved, I guess, expectations that we all have, right? So we are weighing those options, and we should be able to present something to you folks here relatively soon.
Okay,
So I understand these costs do add. It's going to go out to a third party.
okay, sounds good.
Okay, so yes, we can add that one to our reports. Okay, any correspondence?
None.
All right, we will go into closed session. Conference with legal counsel, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to government code section 54956.9D2, number of potential cases 2. 12.2, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation. Significant exposure to litigation pursuant to government code section 54956.9D2, number of cases 1, South County project cost allocation dispute and feasibility. So with that, we'll go to closed session.
Recording stopped.
Tuesday on Government Watch, you can support or sponsor. Help keep the community aware with Yuba-Sutter.LIVE.